Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Hot 97 News Atlanta. This is a brand new live news show where we talk about all the biggest stories across the city. It is Wednesday, February 4th. I'm your host, Lana Harris, here with Rondell with 2 N's.
You did.
And Million.
Hey.
And it is time for your 1 minute of Black Excellence.
Yeah.
Here's Rondell with 2 N's with that.
Now listen, it's 1 minute of Black Excellence. Today's fact is Fritz Pollard was the first black head coach in the NFL history in 1920. And he wasn't just coaching. He was playing at the same time. Basically, he is the first coach to say, if you want it done right, I'll do it myself. All right? He then goes on to win a championship with Akron Pros, and the NFL takes it away. And the NFL's takeaway was, okay, can we not win? Because that is crazy. And he quietly shut out black players for years. And you know what that means? Nothing says American sports history like watching a black man make history and then immediately hiding the receipts. And that is your 1 minute of Black Excellence.
Amen, brother. I like that.
That's funny.
I love that.
Yeah. So I was saying, what sport have we not dominated in? And then somebody brought up hockey. Let me list a couple of hockey players we got out there right now. Quentin Byfield, shout out to him. LA Kings. Darnell Nurse, Edmonton.
It's a real black name, boy.
The
Darnell.
Oilers.
Darnell, boy. That's a black name.
In hockey?
And then we got one more, Seth Jones.
Oh,
Okay.
Seth might be biracial, ain't he? He need to sound.
What about Evander? Evander Kane?
Okay.
Shout out to the black NHL players, man.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
and we take over cricket. We take over anything you want us to take over. We will take it over.
Amen.
I do think it's crazy that he played at the same time. Man, y'all can't do this.
Yeah. That is so wild. That is so wild. He was just like, all right, man, we gonna run X40, right? 3-5. All right, you go in. Okay, I'm gonna go in
And
too.
I'm gonna go in, yeah.
I'm gonna go in too.
Yes.
That's lit.
Okay, well, hopping into the news this morning, more people just got busted for human trafficking in Metro Atlanta. What is going on? This time it was in Sandy Springs.
Yeah, this happened, like you said, it happened in Sandy Springs. So this is 8 people that ended up getting arrested for human trafficking. So the operation did take down in Sandy Springs. The operation was called Operation Sandy Springs Guardian. Investigators conducted undercover operations targeting soliciting of prostitution. All 8 individuals were charged with solicitation for illicit sexual acts. So in Georgia, solicitation means requesting or agreeing to pay for sexual acts, and you do not have to actually have sex or exchange money to be charged for this. So these guys were basically Johns. You like you explained earlier. Can you explain again what a John is?
It's a trick.
Well, what's a trick?
A trick is a John.
And what's a
Essentially, it's how do I say this being PC? It's a guy that pays for acts, but he gets they overcharge him. Like if I was to see you out in the street and be like, oh yeah, he looked like a quick lick. You know what I mean? I usually only charge 50, but for him I'm gonna charge 150.
Oh, so something that you can like scam almost.
Essentially.
Wait, but how does this play into this?
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out too.
What do you mean?
How does this play into
What does that have to do with anything?
These are Johns?
Yeah, these are Johns. So so what they're saying is it is a sex trafficking thing because they're participating in buying.
Oh, they're the ones doing
they're going out there to try and buy the sexual workers and things like that.
Oh, and they got end up getting caught.
Yes, they ended up getting caught doing that.
I see. They were actively trying to hire a prostitute, or they communicated intent to pay for sex.
Oh, then yeah.
Yes.
There we are.
And everybody in that picture looked exactly like that.
Can we go back to it?
Go back to the picture real quick, Will. Yes. Look at the guy up top on the second guy on the top. Come on, brother.
Dang,
yeah.
man.
I mean, not the
You know what?
Profile
these people are innocent until proven guilty.
I didn't say they did it. I just said if they were to do it, that's the look that I would be looking for right there.
Now, I tried to do some digging and seeing how this operation worked. I couldn't find anything yet because I think it's still ongoing. They're doing this all around Sandy Springs and the Metro Atlanta areas. But I'm thinking, how do you go about getting a a John caught. Like somebody has to go undercover, correct?
Yeah, I'll show you. You just go to MLK Drive. show you. I can show you. I can show you exactly where to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, according to police, these types of stings are designed not only to enforce solicitation laws, but also to disrupt trafficking networks by reducing the market for illicit sexual acts. So they're trying to stop the market. I didn't even know it was a market, but. No, I'm just saying, like, Atlanta has a booming. Wow, that was gonna be crazy. That was gonna be crazy. But yes. But Atlanta ranks really highly when it comes to sexual trafficking.
This is true.
It does.
And it's really unfortunate because I was doing some studies on it. Sex trafficking data in Georgia, a 2024 analysis ranked Georgia second highest in the United States for human trafficking victims.
Second?
Yes.
What's first?
Per capita.
Is it Chicago?
I didn't see what first was. Actually, Nevada.
Oh, okay.
I
I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
I can see
Vegas.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's just the 2024 analysis, and the Federal Bureau, the FBI, has named Atlanta as one of the top 14 cities abnormally high rates of human trafficking.
Yeah, I think it's because of the airport, for
Oh,
sure.
1000%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
the world's busiest airport, depending on who you ask.
Yeah, bro. You know
know.
what's crazy? And this is a true story, bro. I saw this dude one time in the airport with this little girl, and you ever see somebody and they just like if you've seen a white baby with a black parent,
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of like, okay, that's maybe they're adopted. But dog, the person that I saw with this little girl threw me all the way off, But I don't know what about me. I couldn't say nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my body froze up.
Yeah.
But it was clearly, I'm like, hey, bro, that don't look right to me, bro.
Interesting.
That does not
Why?
look right.
What happened?
So the dude one was dressed really, really nice, and the little girl was dressed really, really bad.
Okay.
Like, you know, just had pajamas on with holes in them. Like, it was dirty. Like it looked like she been passed around, like not passed around like that, but passed around from state to state, whatever the case may be. So it looked like she'd have been moved a few times, and they just never. So I'm looking at this, and I'm like, yo, that don't look right,
Yeah.
bruh.
So it didn't look like it was her kid. Like, was it a different color kid? Was it a white man and then like a?
So the dude was like not Middle Eastern, but you know, he wasn't white. He
Yeah.
had some
Ethnic
he
in
was
some way.
ethnic. Yeah. But the little girl was a white girl. Yeah. It was a little white girl. Yeah.
Interesting.
Bruh, threw me all the way off, dog.
And it's crazy because they tell you, see something, say
Say something.
something. And I've always wondered, what would that look like?
What would you do?
And then what would I do? I guess you were supposed to like flag the nearest officer and
I
then
was.
like try to follow, but you'd have to then follow them around and then look for an officer. And then you don't know if you're just, profiling.
100%.
And, yeah, man.
And I'm always in the mindset of mind my business. That's why I'm, we've talked, mind your business. Why you in other people's business? You know what I mean? So my mind was like, bro, I'm not gonna say nothing. And it's also a scary thing to see that, bro, because you don't know, one, what's really going on, and two, like if I go up and approach this man, what's gonna happen?
Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
Well,
yeah, bro, that was kind of nerve-wracking.
In situations like that, you're just supposed to report them. You're not supposed to actually go up to them.
Oh,
and
okay,
address
okay.
them. Because like you said, you don't know if they're right or wrong, but you can have the authorities to go check on.
For
them.
sure.
So if you like you said, see something, say something. See something, say something. So yeah, these 8 guys was John's basically, and now they're arrested. So good for them. Yeah. But I brought this all up because it was interesting. Georgia lawmakers have introduced a legislation that would significantly expand the scope of crimes eligible for capital punishment. So they're trying to give capital punishment to people that participate in sexual trafficking.
Really?
They're
Yes.
talking about should people get the death penalty for human trafficking. That's what Georgia
Oh,
lawmakers
okay,
are
okay,
weighing
okay,
right now.
okay.
Right. So House Bill 1154 would make human trafficking for labor or sexual servitude eligible for the death penalty. Under current Georgia law, the death penalty is available for crimes such as murder, rape, armed robbery, kidnapping, and treason if aggravating circumstances are proven. So we do give the death penalty out in Georgia, but typically we only give it away to people that have committed like murder or crimes against people, as in like some where people actually have lost their life.
Well, you just said rape, armed robbery, kidnapping,
Right.
and treason. I actually didn't know that you could get the death penalty for rape
Yeah.
or armed robbery or kidnapping. Actually, I didn't know that.
Here's the wild part, bro. They don't give enough sentence, like enough time to people that do those certain. Like you'll get more years drug trafficking than you do
true.
sex trafficking or rape. You might get 10, 15, 20 years for those. But drug trafficking, bro, they giving you life plus some, plus this, plus that. Bruh, the system is so backwards to where you can get more time being a sex criminal versus being a drug trafficker. Drug crimes, getting paid. I mean, you're getting sentenced way down the road. Way down the road, bruh. But for these, it's all, I'm not gonna say it's a slap on the wrist, but it's definitely not as much as you would if you were a drug dealer or things like that, bro. It's crazy.
So even when it does come to the rape like crimes and things like that, typically it would have to result in somebody losing their life in order for them to even be like considered for the death penalty. So this bill is like kind of new and it's different when it comes to the court scene, because they're actually saying that people would be allowed to be put on the death penalty for a crime that may have not even like ended in somebody dying.
But that's why I'm a little confused, because this says under current Georgia law, the death penalty is available for crimes such as murder, rape, armed robbery, kidnapping, and treason if aggravating circumstances are proven.
Right.
So if it was aggravated rape, can they get the death penalty? That doesn't mean anybody's dead. That means somebody was
They
raped.
could, but it's one of those things where it's like they typically don't, because people, if nobody's life was taken from it, they're not gonna take it to the death penalty. They may give them life, something like that, but they're not typically gonna take it to the death penalty unless somebody already has lost their life.
Okay, question. Do you think that the death penalty should be given to somebody that has committed sex trafficking, rape, or any of these things? I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now, I do.
Interesting.
I think that is the lowest piece. I wish I can cuss on this show, but that is the lowest piece of scum that you can be, is that type of person to, want to rape somebody, want to, sexually assault somebody, want to traffic somebody, want to, anything to a woman, to like a kid. Yeah, you should die. Flat out.
Ooh, that's tough, because it's like, yes, I know how severe it can be. I think people should be getting life in prison, but I don't necessarily know. I'm like on the fence when it comes to the death penalty in general, because I just value life. I understand that they may have done something that could have possibly taken somebody else's life, but it's like, I don't necessarily know if we have the right to just take somebody's life just because we think that they're guilty.
Okay, I'm gonna put this in your head. Something happened. You got sisters, right?
Of course.
Something happened to your sisters. I got 2 sisters. Something happened to your sisters. Something happened to my sisters. What's the first thing? If something like this happened, your instinct kicks in. You're not thinking about, oh man, I don't want to take, bro. You want to kill that person, bro. That's where my mind goes.
That's fair.
If somebody was to do anything like this to my sister, my mind goes to, bro, I want to kill you. So it's like, why would I? This is happening to other people's sisters, and moms, and and cousins and stuff like that. I had that same mindset.
Yeah.
That same, regardless if it's my family or not, it's still it's happening to a woman or a child, bruh. I mean, I can't sit around and sit here and be like, oh man, their life, they deserve life too. No, dog, you don't deserve life, because you have no type of moral stability to even think about this person's life.
Like regard for life.
Regardless if you didn't kill this person or not.
Yeah.
I think when you give people death, though, that's kind of like the easy way out that they're going. Because I mean, shoot, if I was, God forbid, knock on wood, if I was ever in a situation where I had to choose prison for life or death, go ahead and take me out. Because I don't want to be constrained in a box for the rest of my life. I feel like that's suffering.
Well,
and that's me putting somebody in prison for life. You're suffering for the rest of your life.
I hear you.
You are on death row for a long time before they kill you.
Yeah.
You're like in some cases, it's like 20, 30 years you would be in jail, and then you just know by the end of this, they're killing me.
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
So that right there is like a logical, like, mess around with you in your head regardless. It's because it's like, yeah, I gotta sit here. I don't know when I'm gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
That's even more psychological warfare to me, is sitting in prison, rotting away. But at the end of this prison sentence, I don't get to leave or die on my own. No, I have to die by y'all. And when you tell me to.
This says the common range for death row is 10 to 20 plus years, but a lot of cases stretch 25 to 30 plus years, just depending on what it is. And, you know, when I was back in college, I did sociology of deviance. My minor was sociology. And they talked about why, or at least some reasons why death row is so long. They kind of want you to wear down over the years. Like if you were said to be guilty of whatever it was and you were going to be put to death and you had, you know, maybe like the date set is the next year, you might still be willing to like fight and, oh no, I'm not going down. After 20, 30 years, you just like, man,
done.
You don't fight anymore. There's no, you know, unless you're literally fighting for your innocence. If you feel like, no, I'm not guilty of this at all. A lot of people are just like, you know, it's just time, you know, I'm not leaving anyway.
To your point, I'm looking at it right now. Willie James Pye, he was placed on the death sentence in the 90s, and he didn't actually get killed until like after COVID. So, right. So it was one of those things where it's like, yeah, you're going to wear down, but I still don't necessarily know if I would feel like happy at the end of the day knowing that somebody just like died or was killed because they killed somebody that I loved. I think at the end of the day, I might still hold the anger regardless of if they were alive or not.
I see, and the sad part about this is we'll never know because I hope none of this ever happens to us.
Amen.
And that's the sad part about it is, yeah, we could say these things, but dog, nobody really knows what they would do because your mind is not thinking like that right now because you're not in that situation. If that situation was to happen, and I hope that never happens to none of us, bruh, we turn into a different person. Your mind clicks into a whole nother thing. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like I said, I don't want that to happen. I would never want that to happen to anybody, but it does. It is the most sickest thing, and I do agree with the death penalty. I agree with it for those folks. Forget them.
So this bill is just it's just offered up there. They're still going to be voting on it. It's not a law yet. And the main sponsor of the bill is David Clark, the same guy that wanted to change the Suwannee Mountains to the Trump Mountains. Y'all remember him?
Yes.
So he doing something, y'all. He doing something. He's trying to do something. He's trying to get something passed. He's trying to get something passed.
Well, come on, Trump Mountain guy. In these streets trying to, you know.
I take back my comments then. I said some mean things about you. I take it back. I apologize. Take it back.
In the meantime, in other news, a man was arrested for shooting outside a club in Atlanta after seeing his ex-girlfriend talking to a new man in the club.
Whoa. Now listen. Now here's the thing. I've been jealous in my life.
Okay.
Not this jealous. Okay.
Not
Not this jealous. So look, Atlanta police arrested an armed suspect after shooting outside a Northwest Atlanta nightclub. The shooting occurred around 3:23 a.m. on January 17th. An officer was conducting a routine traffic stop when he heard multiple gunshots nearby. As the officer responded, a security guard from Vibe nightclub flagged him down. The guard reported that a man had been shooting at vehicles in the parking area. Now, the officers identified Michael Bowers, 44. You too old to be jealous. Now,
I just saw his picture.
Bro, he's
now they subdued. This is a picture from them subduing him. So they took the gun and they subdued him until the officers got there. So they pretty much just beat him up. That's what it looked like.
They subdued him.
That's what they look like, right? So Bowers reportedly became upset after seeing his ex-girlfriend inside the club talking with another man. Police say he left the club, returned with the gun, fired shots at her parked vehicle. Dog, grow up, brother. You 44. 44, you doing stuff like this, bro. What? She must have been a bad mama jamma. She must have been bad for you to do this, bruh.
Now, when stuff like this happens, I wonder, like, the guys that, you know, go to extreme lengths, they're typically not, like, attractive guys. I don't think guys are attractive in general, but I'm just saying, like, they don't look like they can pull for real. I'm just saying, they don't look like they can pull for real. They don't look like they got game for real. They don't look like they can, they appeal to a majority of women. So it's like, I don't think it's one of those things where it's like, oh, she's such a good woman. She's just the only woman that gave him attention.
He probably got money. He probably got either some dollars. I'm telling you, bro, that girl was bad. You don't shoot up. Let me tell you that now, man. You don't shoot up nobody's car. After being that jealous, she had to be bad. I'm talking about what they was doing behind closed doors was probably some of the wildest stuff he done had in his life. So he was like, I am not losing that. No, I'm not losing that. Come on, girl. He can't. Don't be doing what you. No, come on. Yeah, bruh. That's wild.
I don't think he had girls for real.
At the same time, like, I'm going to shoot up her car, allegedly. That's what you do in response. You know, if another man might have shown up with flowers. Another man would have shown up with, like, some food.
Time out.
Food. You show up with some food, and I'm, okay, let's talk. We can at least talk.
Yeah, well, Lana, that
On brand.
That's on brand like crazy, bro.
Lana, so you're saying if you was talking to somebody else and, you want him to show up with flowers and you're talking to somebody else and you want him to show up with flowers, that'll make you listen?
If this is my ex-man, I'm not with him anymore. I'm in the club, I'm talking to somebody else, and he wants my attention, it's dang sure not going to be because he shot my car up.
Yeah, but showing up with flowers ain't gonna work either. Fellas, just let it go. I'm telling you. When
let it go.
No, terrible
like
advice.
There ain't no fighting.
No.
There ain't no trying to get back with her.
Terrible advice.
Once she leaves, once she's out of there and talking to somebody else,
terrible.
You just gotta let her go.
Come on, fresh and fit. Let's go, baby.
Literally.
Come on,
terrible
baby.
Advice.
I'm not trying to be fresh and fit.
Terrible advice.
I'm not trying to be fresh and fit,
but you just are.
There's billions of women out there. My woman is very special to me, though. I will say that. I think that.
Okay.
Talk to him, Lana.
Okay.
Get him, Lana.
So if you break up with her, or she breaks up with you, in fact, she breaks up with you, she's in a club, you see her in the club, you see her talking to somebody else, you're just like, well, more people in the sea. I'm not fighting for you at all. You're not worth anything. It's all good. There's just more women out here. Like, I'm not going to have flowers for you. I'm not going to have anything for you. Just bump you. I don't care. I'm not fighting for you. Boy, men back in the day would like
stand outside your house with a
boom box.
What?
This is a 20-something-year-old man. You're letting tell y'all, don't fight for your lady. That doesn't matter. Okay. If she's worth it, you'll fight for her.
That is very true.
Don't shoot up her car because that's going to make everything worse.
How worth it could she have been if she's talking to another man? And who knows how long they were talking? Like, if this was my ex, how long was the breakup for?
If
it was just a week.
Wait a minute.
If she's talking to somebody else, I'm not fighting for nothing. I promise you I won't.
You heard that? Millions girlfriend. You heard that?
Yes, baby. Look, if you are talking to if you are talking to another man 1 week after we
don't know if it was a week. You made that up.
I'm just saying if it's 1 week after we break up, I'm sorry, I'm not fighting for you. And I'm going to die on that hill. I'll die on that hill. You going to fight for somebody like that?
I'm engaged. I would die for my fiance. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Talking in the club and a guy just comes up to your ex-girlfriend in the club and is talking to a single woman and you just say, well, okay, I'm out of here. She wasn't ever worth it, and you didn't like her anyway.
Exactly.
You just didn't like her.
Baby, I'll fight for you.
As
long as you're my woman, I swear to God, you know how I do. This is
first of all, this is a controlling man. I don't want people.
If this is true.
Yeah, I don't want people to get these jokes taken out of context. This is a controlling man. If this is true, this is what controlling men look like. If this is true. He can't let go of something that he thinks he's possessed. And he's not that. Women are not your possession, fellas. You don't possess none of these women. We are all borrowed. But if we really want to think about it, we all borrow because we all have to die and our souls have to go somewhere. So this is a very possessive man. That's how I feel.
Amen.
Y'all stay trying to get me in trouble at home.
No, brother. You said it yourself. We didn't set you up for that.
I'm not crazy.
That's what you said.
We didn't set you up for that.
I would want a woman to do the same. I would want my girlfriend to do the same.
You don't want her to lead, just be like, oh, I'm done.
No, not I'm done, but have respect for yourself enough to see that if I'm just moving on without you, I may have not even cared.
Talking to another man as a single person in a club where literally everybody saw, he could have said like, hey, could you pass me a napkin? We don't have no clue.
We really don't know.
Was he hitting on her? Was he bumping, grinding on her? We have no clue. This says talking in the club, and that's what's got you like, well, she's moved on. I'm out of here.
Yeah, this is a possessive man. That's all this is. This is a possessive man. This man is fully thinks that the girl that he once had is still his in his mind. He is very much so, Delulu land, like, hey, I own that. Girl, you can't talk to nobody if you ain't talking to me. Yo, I'm gonna kill you if you only. Bruh, dudes that think like this are dangerous.
So it's
Stay
a
away.
balance. It's
Stay
a
away from
balance.
them. All right.
I know you wanna leave me,
But I refuse to let you go.
Listen, they used to beg and plead.
For your sympathy.
You hear me? Boy, now it's like if I see you in the club just talking to somebody, I'm just gonna leave.
Crazy.
Don't fight for her.
Crazy.
Boy,
I'm just gonna
this
mind
is the
my
state.
business.
This is the status.
I don't want to hear it.
This is
man.
the status of
I don't need- I'm not-
relationships today.
You're gonna beg and grovel on the ground. You're
Grovel.
crazy.
Never heard of
You're
grovel.
crazy.
Is that a word?
Maybe if I'm
Okay.
maybe come on now.
No. I just didn't know it was a word. That's
We
my fault.
gotta move on.
Okay, yeah,
All
we gotta go.
Okay, real quick, you are never gonna believe when a man was accused of stealing out a Family Dollar in Marietta that's landed him in jail without bond.
Yeah, man. Kevon Hyatt, 24, of Marietta, is accused of threatening a store employee with a firearm doing a theft at a Family Dollar. The incident occurred on January 28th. And according to the arrest warrant from the Marietta Police Department, Hyatt had a 9mm Taurus G36 pistol in his left front pocket. Allegedly stole frozen chicken strips and frozen French fries. My man was hungry, and he did exactly what I've been telling y'all to do. If you're going to steal from somewhere that's got food, make sure you steal food. That's all I got to say.
Listen, what he actually said was like, I think he walked up in there
He did.
and then just got the frozen chicken strips and the frozen French fries and tried to leave. And then it says that when he was confronted by the store manager, another employee standing behind her, was there as well. And he said, "You want to see my gun?" It's as if like, you want to pay for that?
Yeah.
You want to see my gun? So that's what they're considering, an armed kind of robbery here.
My man was hungry. He was hungry.
That's
He
crazy.
was hungry, wanted some chicken strips and fries. Probably, you know what I'm saying? And he said, look, I'm about to go get some chicken strips and fries. Y'all listen, take notes, because I don't recommend stealing from anywhere, but all y'all that like to thief, bruh, at least grab some food.
Don't steal.
Don't steal.
Don't
though.
steal.
Don't steal.
Don't steal.
But grab some food.
And it wasn't technically an armed robbery. It was robbery by intimidation is what one of his charges was. And without bond for chicken strips and French fries is kind of crazy to me. A little bit.
It's wild.
You could have, he was kind of hungry.
Yeah.
Times is hard. But you know what? We have so much more coming at you. We'll be right back after this quick break. Welcome back to Hot 97 Atlanta. Clayco, we got to talk to y'all real quick. Because what is this? A grown man from Morrow was arrested for the threat that sent Upson Lee Elementary School into lockdown last week. Now what is this?
Yeah, this is Clayton County. First of all, I love y'all.
Same.
We both Clayco, you know what I'm saying, representatives.
Which is why we can...
Yeah, So this is what happened. DeMarcus Dion Spivey, 31 of Morrow, was arrested Sunday in Clayton County. Authorities say Spivey made a hoax phone call claiming he was inside Upson Lee Elementary School with a gun. The call was made Friday, January 30th. The threat triggered a full lockdown at elementary school, which it should, while deputies searched the building. Now, law enforcement cleared the facility and lifted the lockdown. No one was hurt. What are we doing?
For what?
What are we doing?
What did I miss something? Like, what was the point?
What was the point? I'm so confused, bruh. I am so confused as to why?
At 31?
You're too old to be playing games, bruh. You sitting at home bored, you know what I mean? Dog, go get a job or something, because you
got too much time.
you got too much time to be making prank phone calls, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe he had a daughter up there or something like that. I don't know, man. You want to play? I have no idea.
Yeah, because it
Weird.
says it hasn't been confirmed whether he had any connection to the elementary school. So deputies haven't released why the call was made or any motive here. So it really is just like, well, what were you thinking? Allegedly, because these are just accusations right now. But
Boy, on the phone playing at 31 is crazy. You on the phone playing at 31 is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like, get it together.
Grow up.
Grow up, bro. Grow up. So
That's millennials. He's a millennial.
yes,
Yeah.
that's one of
That's one of y'all.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
one of
yeah.
it. Yes, it's one of
Bro,
mine.
y'all was-
Yes.
Grow up.
y'all were eating Tide Pods. Like, let's get real. Let's be real.
And NyQuil chicken.
Yeah.
That was then. We remember y'all.
Yeah, let's be real.
But oh my gosh, we also have an update on that shooting that killed a Gwinnett County officer and injured another one at that hotel, which is just a crazy story. Had the whole community mourning and, honestly, very upset about this. Turns out the suspect was wanted. So this is a photo of that suspect. Remember, on the backstory, there were 2 police officers who went to that hotel that he was staying in on a fraud call. Somebody in another state called and said, hey, my credit card appears to have been stolen. It just rang up here at this hotel. Somebody must have used it. So officers showed up to that hotel room. The clerk said, hey, this is the room that this card was just charged to. They went to the room and addressed who police say is this man.
Right. Yeah, so they addressed him, and then apparently it escalated to the point to where so they found out that he had a warrant for his arrest. When they tried to arrest him, it escalated and ended up where he pulled out a gun and shot both of the officers, critically injuring one and actually killing the other. This man's name is Kevin Andrews. He has been formally charged in Gwinnett County with malice murder, felony murder, 2 counts of aggravated assault against law enforcement, and receipt, possession, transfer of a firearm. Now, Andrew had a long history with the law enforcement. There's some court records that even go back and say that this man has been booked 22 times. He's been arrested 22 times.
God, dog.
Yeah, and so he had missed a prior court appearance and had been granted bond in DeKalb County. Why are they even though the prosecutors objected to granting him bond?
Yeah.
So this is one of the things that a lot of people in the community are talking about. Like, how are they allowing somebody that has this history to be walking free?
Yeah, what happened to the 3-strike rule?
Chill. That hurt a lot of us. That hurt a lot of us.
I understand it hurt a lot of us, but what happened to that still doesn't, the first my question is, what happened to the 3-strike rule?
I would say at least it has to be somewhere between, when we're getting to, I've been arrested 10 times, 15 times, 20 times plus. It's like, why are we at least like offering bond to people like this? If they have a history of, I'm going to get out and reoffend, the next time you do this, you're not just you're going to sit right here until we can take you to your trial, or until you plead guilty, or until just the court situation plays out the way it's going to. I think part of the problem, and this is just a guess, I think part of the problem is that we don't have the space. In Metro Atlanta in general, a lot of these jails are full and understaffed or have staffing issues. And in some cases, they just say, we literally don't have it to hold you here. So just, have bond and go. But that is obviously a problem for the community as well. When you get these same people, some people are just people who had a hard time, fell in a hard time. It was just 1 time, 2 times, they did something and they've been reformed. But again, we're getting to 10, 15, 20 times I've been arrested.
Come on, man.
You got to sit behind somebody's jail.
For a minute.
Yeah.
For a minute.
Real. That's right. I wouldn't grant bond, but I wouldn't say like they get the 3 strikes rule. I wouldn't say that they go to prison for X amount of years because of that.
So what would you say?
Like I said, I wouldn't give him bond. Actually,
what would you give him, the 30-strike rule?
You're right. You got a point. You got a point.
What are we saying? Like, dog,
22 is crazy.
Bruh, 20, you talk about 22 times. Here's the thing. I've never been to jail a day in my life.
Yeah.
I know I have a bunch of family members that have been to prison, got a bunch of family members that have been to jail, whatever. And they've told me multiple times that jail ain't no place to be.
Yeah.
They will never go back. And they've been to jail multiple times. They said after that second time, they learned their lesson to the point to where it's like, bro, I'm never going back. So it would only take me one time to go to jail for me to be like, whatever I'm doing out here in the free world, I need to switch it up ASAP. I can go to jail for 3 hours and come out reformed. Like it ain't gonna take me that long to be reformed if you throw me in jail. I'm good.
That's why I think committing crimes and constantly committing crimes is more of a psychological thing as opposed to like a behavioral thing. Because some people, I don't know, I think in my mind when I hear this, I think that he had something wrong with him to the point to where he thinks he just doesn't acknowledge authority. He doesn't acknowledge rules. 22 times, mind you, he was already a felon at one point. He shouldn't have even had a firearm on him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that it's registering to him that he like rules just don't register to him. Consequences just don't register to him. I think that's a psychological thing as opposed to a behavioral thing. So we should be putting him in a mental institution or something, as opposed to just sending him off to prison. He's obviously not learning his lesson.
This has been a whole conversation actually recently of what to do with people in general, especially like when it comes to reoffenders. But the idea of offering like a cash bail versus not having a cash bail. And that argument is that if you have a cash bail, then you have a situation where people have to pay some kind of money to get out of jail. And that's like a barrier to keep people off the street who might come out and reoffend. If they don't have the money, then they got to stay in jail. Other people say, well, that literally kind of just penalizes people for being poor. That means if I'm rich, I can do whatever I want because I can pay for it. But it would potentially get people off the street. I mean, it would be a barrier just by default. If you ain't got the money, then you can't get out of jail. And I don't know. I mean, there's been instances, I just looked this up. There's been a few instances actually where people have been arrested 70 plus times where people are wondering, how are they still out? You know, where are we failing where you can be, you know, after 10 times, after 30 times, after 40 times, after 50 times, after 60 arrests, after 70 arrests. We got somebody who was arrested 111 times. At that point, you know, I don't think you'd get a lot of argument from people saying you're just going to have to go to prison off of the amount of arrests alone. And then you're going to sit here and then figure out if you can come back to society and know how to act.
I just don't think that's really helping people. Again, how does one, like you said, Rondell, it only takes you one time. If you go to prison one time, you coming out, you know you don't want to go back again. But there's some people that psychologically, in my opinion, because I'm gonna do the research later, in my opinion at least, you know, it just does not register for them. If somebody is going to prison more than 10 times, that is something that's screaming, help me. That's something screaming, I need some mental help. Somebody needs to look at my brain. I need to be we gotta be more comforting to some of these people.
Did he go to prison more than 10 times or was he arrested more than 10 times?
He was arrested more than 22. He was arrested at least 22 times. I mean, I don't necessarily know if he was in prison, but he was a felon at one point. He is a felon.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a convicted felon. So
I mean, a lot of people feel comfortable in prison. You got to realize that a lot of people do feel. I've had a conversation with my cousin, and he was telling me about a guy that he was locked up with, and the older gentleman was like, "Yeah, man, I've been here for 25, 30 years, but I like being in here because I'm safe. I am, you know, I know I'm gonna eat. You know, I ain't got no family out in the streets. Like, so a lot of people, it is a comfortability factor with them going to prison. Now, you know, with that being said, it's, you know, that's not the best way to get comfortable. You know what I mean? But it definitely is, like you said, a psychological thing when it comes to going back to jail. That's I've never met, dude, I went to the mental hospital for like 5 days. Bro, I don't never want to even be in nowhere near around nothing like that, bro. You dig what I'm saying? And that wasn't even jail, you know? So it's like, yeah, dog, I don't get it. I don't get it. Dude, that's a great, I just don't get it. I don't get why people want to go back. I don't get it.
But to your point, I also know people, if you are homeless, if you are down bad, you don't have any family, that is a shelter. You're going to get fed. You're going to probably have heat or, you know, whatever it is, because they can't have you in like, you know, sub-freezing temperatures. If it's that cold outside, you might commit a crime just to get somewhere for free, which is just a sad reality. So, you know, I don't know what this situation is. Again, these are all accusations and we'll have our eye on it, but it's just a shame. Yeah. It's a shame. You know what else is a shame? The former Atlanta Housing Authority senior vice president just pleaded guilty for getting Section 8 when she wasn't supposed to.
Yeah. So the Atlanta Housing Authority is an agency that administers public housing and Section 8 vouchers.
Yes.
Atlanta Housing Authority is the local agency. I mean, its main jobs just basically include, like I said, giving those vouchers out, managing public housing, and then they're ensuring that people are complying with the verification process. So they're checking like household eligibility. They're making sure you're not falsifying records, just to help people out. So the federal prosecutors are saying that Tracy Dennis Jones used her position as the senior VP, and she used her access to fraudulently obtain government benefits. she was not entitled to receive. She personally applied for and received Section 8 benefits, and she allegedly lied or omitted key information like her income, her employment, and her assets when she did the process. Because in order to get Section 8, you have to go through some screening process.
Oh, yes.
She's the senior VP. She doesn't have to go through all that.
Who gonna scream me?
Yeah, exactly.
Me.
Facts.
So when you get in Section 8, they're giving you these vouchers. So she's just using these vouchers. She racked up 60 bands in fraud. 60 bands in fraud. Look at Rondell.
$60,000.
$60,000. You don't think that's big? Or something? You don't think that's enough?
Yeah, not enough.
What? What?
If you're gonna do fraud, do it. Go all the way, bro. Like y'all, like 60 bands ain't nothing. If you're gonna go do it and get, bro, you're eventually gonna get caught. Go all the way. Go big or go home.
Yeah,
that's how I look at it.
I feel it. So Section 8 typically goes to people that are less fortunate. You know, of course. How much do you think that this woman was making as a senior VP?
Oh, I did hear you say that earlier. I won't guess.
I didn't hear him say it. A senior vice president.
As a senior vice president, how much money do you think she made, like, per year? What was her salary?
Okay, a senior VP. Now y'all gonna joke me because I don't really be knowing
That's
salaries.
true. You don't know
that.
salaries like that.
So I'm gonna say 250,000.
250?
Senior VP. That's. I mean, when I hear vice president of
Atlanta
anything,
Housing Authority senior vice president, I would have put it around. I'd have put it around 150 actually.
150.
150?
I'd have put it around 150.
oh, okay.
150?
Dang, I'm way off. I'm probably way off. Right
Well,
now.
I mean, not really. I mean, because you don't know. Maybe in a different economy. I don't know.
Well, the Atlanta Housing Authority didn't hesitate to put the job back up. So here we go. 189,000.
I was pretty
Split,
close.
yeah.
I was pretty close.
Yeah.
Kind of right in the middle. Yeah, $189,000 for this position. It's posted on Indeed out there. We don't necessarily know if that's what they're getting, but as you can see, it says on the low end they're making $177,000. On the high end they're making $200,000.
202. Okay. What I say? I said 250.
250, yeah.
250. Yeah,
250.
Yeah, so that wasn't a crazy
Oh,
guess.
yeah. Okay. Word. All right.
That's just crazy though. Like if you're making all this money, why do you need Section 8 vouchers?
So you can keep the money. What do you mean?
Well, especially because she's also accused of submitting false applications for COVID-19 pandemic relief funds, engaging in mortgage fraud, fraudulently collecting those Section 8 housing payments. So it's like, to your point, people are struggling out here. And in some cities, and I don't know if that applies to Atlanta, some cities, there's like wait lists to get into these programs where you can get some kind of a house. The fact that somebody making $189K will plead guilty
Right.
doing this,
Crazy.
sheesh.
Listen,
Crazy.
man. If Section 8 housing was like kind of nice, I'll go.
Section 8 housing can be nice.
Oh, man,
if you
hey,
apply to have
look.
your house, because I know a very nice house that
See?
someone put up for Section 8 because they would have guaranteed payments.
Come on now.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a
Look.
point. I think I had one, like I knew somebody that was on Section 8 housing, or they owned a Section 8 house. And they said they didn't like it because the people that actually would come through, even though it's, actually guaranteed you'll get some rent, the people there will trash your place up. Sometimes. That's what they said.
1,000% they can.
Yeah.
And yes, it's not everybody, because some people just want a nice, clean, safe house in a nice neighborhood. But some of those people, I've seen it. I have seen it. Because again, I know someone who put actually 2 houses up because they were thinking, oh, this is great, in Metro Atlanta, by the way.
Really?
And they literally, in one house, there were roaches everywhere. Everywhere. Everywhere.
Right.
In the cabinets, in the bath, everywhere there were roaches. I've never seen anything like it. Because I had to go help because I knew this person. I was like, oh my God. And the other one, they painted the walls black. They had, all types of just crazy stuff. And it was like, just because you're on Section 8 doesn't mean you have to live like this. Especially if you're in like a nice neighborhood and everybody around you feels safe. What are you doing?
Yeah, they be cutting up sometimes. I'll say sometimes.
Sometimes.
But they be cutting up. And
Yeah.
when they cut up, it's
cut up.
expensive. It's expensive.
Yes.
So Jones admitted to conspiracy to commit theft of government funds, wire fraud, and credit application fraud, and her sentencing is set for May 5th, 2026.
All right.
Shout out to her.
She should have had more.
Yeah, should have got more. Shout out to
Shout out
her.
her.
Crazy.
Well, what do you think about this? In Jonesboro, they are decriminalizing possessing small amounts of marijuana.
That's my city right there. That's me. I'm from Jonesboro.
Come on,
so
Jonesboro.
Shout out to Jonesboro. Shout out to Clayton County, man.
Shout out, Clayco.
The city of Jonesboro Council approved the ordinance Monday night to decriminalize possession of small amounts of marijuana, which I don't partake in marijuana, but I think this is a great push forward inside of legalizing, marijuana. The ordinance applies to possession of less than 1 ounce. All right, 1 ounce. So don't be going out there
Right.
big bagging it
Right.
now. You know what I mean? Just 1 ounce. Possession under 1 ounce is now treated as a civil offense, not a criminal charge. That means there is no jail time under the new ordinance. So violators may still may face a fine of $150. And if you can't pay that fine, community service. So I think this is amazing. I think this is definitely a push forward into where the marijuana space should be at already. It's 2026. Y'all are locking people up for stuff that grow in the ground, which is still crazy to me. God put this on the earth for you and me. You know what I'm saying? So it's wild. So, but don't get it twisted. Marijuana still remains illegal under Georgia state law. Despite the local changes, it is still illegal around Georgia. So under 1 ounce, you're good to go. And all they're going to do, they're just going, if you do get caught, they'll take it from you. They'll smash it in the ground. They'll call it a day. Now, this actually happened to me.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, me and my fiance, we were up in Dahlonega, which is the wildest place to be with weed.
Yeah, yeah.
And driving around, and we had, I think, she like under an ounce or whatever like that. And they just took us out the car, smashed it, kept it moving.
Do you think they circled back and said,
Oh, no. Well,
we're going to smash it and destroy it on the scene?
I mean, they took her, they made her go there and because I don't smoke or anything like that. So they took her back and they made her smash it all on the ground and stuff. Yeah.
Dang.
Wow. Yeah. So it definitely is a thing for sure.
So I've gotten a couple of tickets in the past, and I've seen some of these people in other counties or other cities that has actually done this same thing. The ticket though is like crazy. I seen somebody, and you could double check me. I'll double check myself, but from what I've seen, I'm watching people get ticketed for like $750 if they do have it on them.
Well, under an ounce?
Yeah, under an ounce.
This just said 150.
This is 150.
150.
And if a person can't pay it, community service may be required. They're really just saying
but they don't care about you. Which they should have never cared about under an ounce or anything like that, bro. I'm a big fan of where the marijuana industry should be at, in my opinion. Like medicinal marijuana, all that. I think this, if y'all taxing it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think there needs the
problem.
You dig what I'm saying? So I'm a huge advocate of I don't call it a narcotic or drug because I don't think marijuana is a drug. I think it is a prescription in a sense, which is a drug. So I just just contradicted myself. But I don't think it's a bad thing. I think marijuana should be legal in all 50 states, in my opinion.
So an ounce though, that's a lot. Like in compared to like a gram.
Yeah, in hindsight, it is.
Right, in hindsight, that's a lot. I don't think anybody needs to be having an ounce on them. And if you do, you should.
Well, they said under an ounce.
Right,
So,
I know, I get that. I get that, but you're saying like, this isn't it's decriminalized. Like still like, I don't know. I think it's just crazy. I think.
So do you think people need to go to jail for drugs?
Low key.
What?
I mean, I'm just saying, bro. Like, there's been studies on marijuana. I have partaken in it in the past, but I've seen the damages that it can have, and I've even seen medical doctors talking about how damaging it can be long term to your mental psyche. It causes psychosis. It does a lot that people just don't acknowledge. They claim that they're all good, but it's really messing your head up. And it just makes people lazy.
That's if you abuse it. Not all people be lazy. Weed isn't medicinal. We can be used medicinally, man. It definitely there are benefits of marijuana, bro. Like I can have this discussion with you all day.
Right, I get it, but people make it seem like marijuana isn't addictive also. And that's one of the things, like, it's like I've seen people be completely
but literally anything can be addictive.
Thank you.
Right.
Working out
is sugar.
Working out is addictive.
I know homeboys right now that I could call up and they say they can't eat without smoking first.
100%.
That is an addiction.
And you can abuse anything, though.
But that's anything. That's
right. So, I don't think it should be. I think you should go. Like,
should we get rid of working out?
I wouldn't say.
Should we get rid of swimming?
Or everything in the grocery store. That's not fruit, vegetables, and meat.
I wouldn't say that we send them to prison. I would say that we send them to some sort of rehab. I don't think that is something that
for
should
having
be going
a little
on.
bit of marijuana.
It's crazy.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes.
That's wild.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes.
That's absurd. That's absurd. Do you hear yourself? That's absurd, dude.
Bro,
No way.
I'm
You know
dead
what? It's
serious.
craziest to me because politicians were really the ones who decided that all this stuff was bad and banned and illegal,
Yeah.
not real doctors. You know what I mean? Because there are doctors and scientists who want to study all types of different drugs. Even with psychedelics, like the research on that got pushed back decades
100%.
because politicians decided, oh, this is just bad and they're abusing it, so we must make this illegal. Where researchers were like, wait a minute, there might be some actual medical benefits to this. They said, I don't want to hear it. So politicians, who are you people to decide what the rest of us
Exactly.
can do? You know what I mean? As long as you're not doing anything that is going to harm somebody else, then what are you talking to me for? If not, we got to ban every sugary snack that's
100%.
addictive, every salty snack that's addictive, all this stuff with chemicals that's killing you that's addictive. We got to ban alcohol.
Alcohol
should've
been banned.
Banned.
Again. Bruh,
You
been
know?
banned,
So
bruh.
what are we talking about with marijuana? Now marijuana is like just the biggest bad. No, it's not.
No,
That's
it's not.
propaganda.
It's the craziest thing. Yes, you can be I don't think addiction is real, but like you can be addicted to anything, man.
Anything.
Literally anything. I think weed definitely has its benefits, and the more it's studied, the more we're gonna realize that it has. Bro, you can somebody that has tremors disease. I've seen this video. They smoked and medicinal marijuana, and the tremors went away.
And
You know,
cancer.
cancer
patients.
Dog, this
Takes
has
pain away.
benefits.
So when you're hearing that doctors have said that this could lead to psychosis,
Probably
long-term,
100%.
That what are we talking about?
So,
If you-
so can
Dangerous.
so can alcohol.
If you drink too much,
Thank
it
you.
can lead to
It can
all
lead us-
types of things.
It can lead us. I know. I'm a victim of it. I know it can lead to psychosis. You can turn into crazy person not being on alcohol and getting off alcohol. Dude, I'm trying to tell you, me personally, I don't partake in weed, but I do understand the benefits of marijuana, 1,000%.
Or that, like, there's a big bad wolf around every corner.
Yes.
So why are we just demonizing weed? You can demonize a lot if that were the case. You know what I mean? Just why does this have to be the one that's illegal?
For sure. Demonize them Cheetos that be in y'all hands because y'all need to stop eating. How about that?
But to your
That's
point,
a lot.
like, people do think that weed, you can't, abuse weed, and you totally can. It can be because when you try to come off after you've done too much weed,
Yeah.
it's very hard.
It is very hard.
And
So-
children get a hold of it. People start. I know kids. I was a kid at one point. I'm not too far away from it. We was smoking.
Yeah, we all were. Yeah,
That's what I'm
100%.
saying.
People were
It's-
drinking too.
It has long term. Okay,
You'd
I'm
have to
okay
ban
with
it all.
So
I'm
you're
okay
okay
with that.
You're okay with alcohol, but you're not okay
Bro,
with weed?
I'm okay with not putting out things that's damaging to people in general.
But you drink
Alcohol.
still.
I drink still because it's accessible.
Dog, what are we talking about? There's no way.
I don't think it's okay though. I just don't think it's okay, but I still partake.
Mill.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to be completely fair.
That's not
How
fair.
is it
though.
fair at
That's
all?
not fair.
Because there's people that's seriously going through addiction. I'm sure that some of these people are sitting here like, dang, I
From
wish I could
alcohol,
stop
right?
this.
Are we talking about legal alcohol?
Marijuana. I wish I could stop this, but I can't
Okay.
Okay.
because it's everywhere.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, okay. Why don't we just before we go, because we really have to go. But there was a father in Cobb County that was just charged after his kids missed too many days of school. I just want to know what y'all think about that.
Here's in the school system I've had. Well, let me just get to this. So
Okay.
one of the kids, 39 total absences.
Yeah.
Okay, 19 of those absences were unexcused for one of the kids, and then 30 total absences for the other kid. 15 of those absences were unexcused. Now, I just want to say this before we leave. A lot of children, and me and my mom work in the school system, I see a lot of these kids that are messed up in the child care. A lot of these kids, parents don't have ways for these kids to get to school. A lot of these parents don't have places for these kids to go. Like, they live in poverty. So
Yeah.
it is hard for your kid to get to school when you live in poverty.
Yeah.
The bus, all that's not an option sometimes, bro. So it's very hard. So I would have to empathize with this person just because we don't really know what he got
What's
going
going on? Yeah. He was released just over an hour later, but he was arrested and booked into jail, for that. So crazy stuff in this world, but that is going to do it for us. Thank you so much for rocking with us today. We will see you tomorrow.
Peace.